So I'll only do a drawing of a back view because it would take me too long if I'm going to draw this right in front of you guys, because I have to kind of draw every vertebrae. There's a total of 24 vertebrae, okay? And then go back to the week that we went over on the skeletons. There are the spine divided into 3 sections: the neck, the cervical, the thoracic, and the lumbar. Okay, there's 7 vertebrae in the neck. There are 12 behind the rib cage, just like we have 12 rib, and the 5, the lumbar, is at the waist area. Okay, and I mark up 7, as you can see. I put a little 7 right there. That's where's the beginning of the neck, at which the first ribs begin, which also the first rib starts. Okay, so the trapezius, okay, it's gonna sit at the right at the back end of the skull. It's called the occipital, right here, bone right here, the little bump right here, and it comes down, okay, and it's gonna flare out. It's gonna sit on the top of the spine of the shoulder blade, the scapula, and then it's gonna tuck forward, and it's also gonna sit at the outside top 1/3 of your clavicle, okay. And then it's going to basically, what it does, it's going to follow on top of your spine shoulder blade. Where you end, it's just going to drop off, and it's going to finish at the back end of your rib cage. So again, from the occipital bones, comes down, flares out, sits on the top of the spinal shoulder blade. It's going to wrap forward, going to sit on the top 1/3 outside of your collarbones. And it's going to follow the spine shoulder blade where it ends. It's going to fall off, and it's going to turn into the triangle shapes, and then it's going to finish up at the end of rib cage. Okay, and then let me show you that sculptures. You can see that too. So compared to the drawings, which right here, okay. So the muscle origin from the occipital bones. You can see how the muscle turn into a triangle, flare out, turn into a triangle shape, sits on the top of the spine of the shoulder blade, and then you can see on the side view, you also kind of wrap it forward, sits at you can see the top outside 1/3 of your collarbone. You can see how the end of the muscle is to flow right into your deltoid. Where the split between the deltoid and the pectoralis muscles, so you just kind of go right into it, and then you can sit on the, like I said, it's going to fall off right at the end of the spine of the shoulder blade, and it's going to finish up right at the end of the back of your rib cage. So what does the trapezius do? It does a couple of things for us, okay? And then earlier I said the sternocleidomastoid muscle. If both muscle working enough, you bring your head forward, okay? So the trapezius muscle, it help you to bring the head back, okay? It also help to, to raise up your whole shoulder girdle, okay? So you help to turn the head back. It helps to raise out, our whole shoulder girdle, okay? And then if we look at the lower portions, okay, you can see how the muscle falls over on the spinal shoulder blade, and then you can see how the muscle comes down this way like this. So you also help to bring your arm down. So again, trapezius help to bring the head back, help to raise out your whole shoulder girdle, and also help to bring the arm down. Well, since we are on the sculpture, I'm just going to go a little bit further, and I'll get onto my drawing. This guy right here, okay, it's called rhomboid muscles. You can't see where the muscle origin. It's origin at the 5th vertebrae, okay, and it's going to sit on the side of the edge border of your shoulder blade. That muscle will help to bring your shoulder blade into your midlines, okay? Because you can see, maybe I'll show you on the skeletons. You can see on the skeletons, the shoulder blade, scapula, it actually sits on the corner plane, okay? There is this front plane, corner plane, and the side planes, okay? And the front view, not quite visible. All you see pretty much is the front and the side, but there is a corner plane. The nipple sits on the corner plane. The breast sits on the corner plane. So when you draw the nipple, make sure do not draw it straight. Make sure you draw it off at an angle. But on the back side, you can see how the shoulder blade really already give you that sense of a plane. It sits off in the corner. So if the rhomboid muscle, like it starts from the fifth vertebrae, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here, it kind of basically looks like this big flat sheet muscle sits and connect right at the border of the shoulder blade. It brings the whole shoulder blade into the midline like this. Okay, so it helped. And then later I'll get to you, show you what muscle helped to bring your arm forward. Let me get to this drawing first. Okay, so we are at the trapezius. Let's see. There's some other muscle underneath it too. Well, I can draw on this side. Okay, so let's do a trapezius first. Like I said, it start off the occipital bones, which is right here. Let me draw on this side then. Okay, so it's basically come down like this, and it's gonna flare out. Okay, come down, flare out, and you're gonna sit on the top edge of the spine of your shoulder blade. Okay, and then the fiber of the muscle is going to radiate off from this point right here, right at this corner of the shoulder blade, and then you can see how the fiber is going to change directions. And it's going to start going this way now, and it's going to finish up at the end of rib cage, somewhere right there. Okay, so that's your, oops, sorry, there should be a little space right there, right here like this. So let me darken that. Sits on the spine of the shoulder blade. It's going to fall off like this, and you're going to come tapers up, and you're going to finish at the end of the rib cage. Again, the fiber is going to change directions from here. It's going to start going this way. This little bump right here is the mastoid process. That's where the sternocleidomastoid master muscle connects to. So maybe I can just put that in. Well, maybe I'll put it on this side so you can see the difference. Right here, that's the sternocleidomastoid master muscles. Darker this feels a little hard to see, and it's gonna angles down, pivot down like this, sits on the whole side of your edge border of your shoulder blade like this. Help to bring your bring the whole shoulder blade into the midline, right there. Okay. Normally, if we're standing straight like this, okay,